This is awesome. I am so glad you're here. If you're here a little bit early, then great. Go ahead and post your questions in. I'm going to be waiting about another minute or so until we get started. I'm so excited. We're starting the 7-day mental toughness challenge today. And apologies for the noise. I wanted to make sure that I am here for you every morning for the next 7 days at 8:15 a.m. Pacific time. I happen to be at a day of speaker training, so it's a little bit crazy, but super excited to be here. So I want you to, if you're joining me live, that's amazing. Thanks so much. If you're watching the recording, absolutely no problem. That's 100% fine too. What I want to make sure is to help you understand that you can make progress. It's just a matter of mindset. It's a matter of habits. And today and over the next 7 days, I'm going to be live right here with you going through the 7-day mental toughness challenge. So by November 4th, at the end of this week, you will have definitely made progress. So again, if you're joining live, thanks so much for being here. If not, you're watching the recording, totally fine too. These are just simple tips, tools, and habits that you can get done over the next 7 days. It's going to help you move the needle and get further along towards something that you want and deserve. All right, so today we're going to get started with day one. And what I'm going to show you is, this is the sheet, the 7-day mental toughness challenge. Later today in this post, I'm going to post where you can download this. But for now, you don't need to download it. I just asked you to get a journal, somewhere to write it down, some way to think about this. And day one is called One Person. And what's really important is that you set an accountability structure for yourself. And today we're talking about one person, and that is one person that can be your accountability partner throughout the week. So you might want to rope them in and get them to join this 7-day mental toughness challenge, because if they hop in with you tomorrow, then they can come through you with it. They can start making progress towards something they want and deserve, and you guys can be each other's accountability partner. So day one today is all focused on finding one person. It's a person that's going to cheer you on, keep you accountable, and just a couple parameters about that I want to share. This one person should be someone who is not in competition with you, who you trust, who you really, really think is going to be there for you. So an accountability partner is a very important job, and it's important that you choose the right person and that also you're the right person for them. So go ahead, think of one person that you could ask to do this 7-day mental toughness challenge with you. You do not have to come on live. You can do the recording of it. Just ask that they watch it as well. And day one is just one person. And here's the important thing about having an accountability partner, and I want you to understand the structure going forward. You know, great businesses and things are not built alone. And so thanks so much for joining the Mental Toughness Challenge. If you're here live, what we're doing today is I'm coming here live with you every single morning at 8:15 in the morning, because just to start laying down the framework of tips, tools, and habits of world-class performers. And over the next 7 days, we're going to make progress, and you're starting to understand a mental toughness structure to get what you want and deserve. So I'm going to come through and coach you through this live. We're doing something called the 7-day mental toughness challenge. I'm going to post this link in here after this live session where you can download it. But for today, you don't need to download it. You don't need to do anything. The only thing that we're doing on day one, it's very simple, and I want to make sure you do it. It is called One Person, and it means that you need to identify one person that's going to be your accountability partner or accountability buddy throughout the week. This is incredibly important, because a lot of times, and maybe if you've been with me for a while, you've heard me talk about this, but when we verbalize what we want and deserve and we start to make it known, something really magical happens, because we're hearing our own voice, and also we have someone that we're accountable to, and that is really going to help us make progress. So today on our 7-day mental toughness challenge, which you will get this, I promise, I'm going to be loading the link in later today. But for today, you don't need it. It's titled One Person. So I want you to write down now and think about 1, 2, or 3 options that you have, or one person that you know is a slam dunk that you're going to have as your accountability partner that's going to go through the rest of the week with you. So you can have them like this page and have them go through it with you. Couple things to keep in mind. They should not be in competition with you, meaning they should have your best interest at heart. They should also, they need to be committed to the process, meaning that they need to be right here with you. They do not need to come on live with me every morning, although at 8:15 between now and November 4th, it would be optimal to be live, but not totally necessary. But you have to have someone that's committed. And so I would talk to someone and see that, let them know what's important to you, why you want to be on this, and that you've chosen them, and ask them if they can commit to you. In other words, can you report to them every day as you're going through this challenge what you're committed to and what you're making progress on, kind of what your struggles are. So I want you to really choose not just any person, but the right person. Make sure they're not in competition with you, they're not jealous of you, just they're really that cheerleader, that person who is, you know, way back in the day, maybe you wanted to ask someone out on a date and they were like, oh, you got to go for it. You know, someone that's really going to support you. And so that's really important. So that's all you need to do today for the 7-day mental toughness challenge. It looks like Rachel's in the house. Hey, Rachel. We're breaking this down so you can make progress to help develop the mental toughness structure over the next 7 days to get what you want and deserve. We are working off the 7-day mental toughness challenge. I'm going to post the link in there for you. And so today it's simple. What I'm asking you to do is incredibly simple. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's always going to be easy, but it's going to be simple. And all you have to do today is pick one person. In other words, one person who is going to champion you over the next 7 days as you make progress through this 7-day mental toughness challenge. It could be your significant other, it could be a friend, it could be a colleague, but pick someone who also maybe has their sights on something so they can go through this with you and report back to you. So I know Rachel happens to be an expert in yoga. And so maybe she has someone that can help her get to that. You know, her business is doing amazing, but maybe she wants to pick someone who's going to help next level that business, or maybe someone who's just getting started in yoga. Maybe that is what they want to do for their personal wellness. And so they want to pick someone who's going to hold them accountable to get on that, start more consistently down that journey of maybe doing more yoga or becoming more fit or what have you. But be sure to pick a person. That's all you need to do today, because what I'm helping you do in this 7-day mental toughness challenge is helping you set up a structure for yourself, a mental toughness structure, the same way world-class athletes and world-class business people set up a structure for their success. And part of the important structure is setting up an accountability structure and getting an accountability buddy. So what I want you to do is pick one person today who's going to champion your efforts for the next 7 days until November 4th. That's all you need to do. So I want you to write down who that person's going to be and also when you're going to reach out to them. If for some reason they're not 100% committed or 100% all in with you and they cannot watch these lives, they can watch them live or recorded, and they can't afford themselves to really support you, that's totally fine. Thank them for considering it and then find someone else. But what I want you to do right now is to write down who is going to be your accountability buddy and when are you going to ask them. That's all you need to do for today. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we're going to roll up our sleeves and get into figuring out a goal. Hey, thanks so much for joining. If you're just joining the 7-Day Mental Toughness Challenge, this is what we're going over. It's going to be one sheet. I'm going to put it on here. You'll be able to download it soon, probably a little bit later today. You don't need it right now. Today is very, very simple. What I'm doing is asking you to find one person. Every day you're going to have one thing to do, and by the end of 7 days, you're going to have the basics of a mental toughness structure to get what you want and deserve. And today in the 7-Day Mental Toughness Challenge, it's just one person. We're figuring out how to set up an accountability structure for you today. And it starts with having one person who's going to help you get through this week and get through the 7-day mental toughness challenge. Of course, you have us and our community, but I want you to find someone in your circle that's going to support and serve you throughout this process. And maybe you can in turn support them as well. But I want you to write down one person who can be your accountability buddy throughout the next 7 days until November 4th. And then tomorrow we're going to get down to the business of rolling up our sleeves and figuring out the goal structure. All right? Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 8:15 Pacific. Talk soon. Keep up the amazing work.